Ladies and gentlemen, there was a man that once crowned me the king of the Galaxians, and I'm taking that throne back as the man that only wears hoodies during his videos because he's way too lazy to actually put on decent clothing. I'm going to be touching base on Gala games. Isn't that an interesting topic that we put on the channel? And my conviction for them. Am I still bullish on them? Am I not? Disclaimer. I am still pretty damn bullish on them and I still hold assets. So without further ado, hope you enjoy this kind of content. We're the only one bringing that consistent Gala content to the YouTube sphere. So if you're trying to be in that sphere as well, join us on our journey to be on the top. So let's talk about Gala. Right now, it's at the $25.91 mark. It's at $700 million in terms of market cap. The crypto gaming space has been bleeding a bit, and I'm not going to lie, Gala in it of itself has been kind of underperforming the market, you know, in regards to its performance versus players like Beam, Axie Infinity, and Immutable X. I mean, Immutable X is at $2.6 billion in market cap. It's been an absolute behemoth, but it's hard to compare something that has 400 games on its platform and seemingly unlimited dollars of funding on Gala Games, which is right now it's somewhere around 40 to 50 games. So with this being said, where are we in terms of Gala? Well, it's kind of simple. Right now, Gala is in a limbo. There's no denying it. It's in a bit of a negative limbo where a lot of the people that expected certain things didn't really get them on time. And now Gala is having to backpedal into a state of maybe we should go ahead and do some of those promises, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Gala has said that they're thinking of putting out a roadmap for Gala Chain, which is great. Keep in mind that when Gala says roadmaps, they are not promises. They are simply intentions. That is how they market these things. They never want to tell people, oh, this is going to happen for sure, 100%. And that's where I'm at in terms of the roadmap and all that therein. So here we go. $25.91. Gala, we bought it at somewhere around 1.5 cents during the bear market. Obviously, things have run up a lot. Over the past year, it went all the way up to 3.6 cents. It was doing really well. Then we had a bit of a correction in the crypto gaming markets, a cool down from where it was before. Look at that, 1.2 cents at some point. And so where is my head at? Where do I think this thing can go? I made videos in terms of the potential that it can go, but I want to go a little bit more in depth on the actual burn rate and some of the things you should be concerned about as well as excited about. So let's talk about concerns. First off, Gala, obviously, it's a node ecosystem. There is a certain amount of Gala that is minted every single day. Also, a certain amount of Gala that is burnt every day. Right now, the amount of Gala burnt is negligible. I mean, do you really care about that number over there? I don't really care about that number. Now, do you care about this number? It's a way bigger number. It's 2.2 million versus 5,000. In terms of Gala minted, there's of course a significantly larger amount of Gala that is currently being minted, which is being created, versus Gala that is being burnt or taken out of the circulating supply. There is a Gala inflation, and there is a total amount burnt versus a total amount minted, and that number is of course different. They've minted a heck of a lot more, around 50 billion, versus gone ahead and burnt. And of course, Gala burnt a bunch of their own tokens themselves. And so with this information, what do I do with this information? The truth is that in a full-scale bull market, none of this matters. I'm sorry, but the amount minted and burnt doesn't matter. Unless we get to this point where there are a lot of DAU, aka daily active users, or DAW, which is daily active wallets, it's not really going to matter. The amount of Gala burnt is only relative to the amount of people that are using the Gala chain. And the way I see it, right now, a majority of the people inside of the Gala ecosystem are somewhere around the demographic of 35 plus, which doesn't make up a majority of gamers. It's a problem that a lot of Web3 gaming companies are currently running into, whereas they don't have a demographic as large as they might want to make the numbers look pretty. The reality is that to make a successful game, you do not need 10 million daily active users or 1 million daily active users. Those numbers don't mean anything. First off, you can bot those numbers. That's something that plenty of these games are doing. You can see like 3 billion different phones going ahead and playing this single game to go ahead and farm a resource or whatever the heck they want to do. That exists all the time. I play Lords Mobile. It's this Forex grind strategy game. People made a bunch of mule farming accounts. So did the 50 million downloads actually equate to 50 million downloads? No, I mean, absolutely not. It was probably somewhere around like 10 million to 20 million, but it doesn't matter. Still a lot of downloads. However, now let's dumb this down even more. 10 million downloads, majority of those are people that are not spending money. So how many people are actually spending money? Where does the money come from? The money comes from the whales. And currently, I don't know if anybody has seen how expensive things are in the Gala ecosystem, but if you're a part of the Gala ecosystem, you are absolutely the target demographic that every crypto game and every game in the traditional space dreams of having. We spend way too much money on our NFTs. A lot of us are waiting for the actual, popcorn to go ahead and burst and everything to come into fruition. But as of now, it hasn't happened yet. However, the dream demographic of every game is on Gala right now. And I've spoken to many different projects and they all say the same thing. It's a quite fascinating thing. Whereas there aren't a lot of people in the actual social spheres that are talking about Gala, right? But there are a heck of a lot of people in the traditional venture capital space that always cite Gala. They always talk about what Gala has done and what Gala continues to do and how they want to emulate Gala's success. That's always the conversation when I talk to a lot of these different node platforms. Always, they cite Gala, how crazy it's done, the community, how active it is, etc., etc. And that's the thing people are ignoring right now. The social spheres are not massive on Gala, and they need work. They definitely need work. However, they have everything they need to be successful. Everything they need to be a $10 billion company, Gala already has. Everything they need to be a $100 billion project at peak bull market, Gala already has these resources. And when people get back into crypto gaming over later this year, when they're like, oh my God, we're in the full bull, we're all excited, maybe I'll go ahead and check out some of those platforms I invested in back then. Where are they going to go? They're going to go into the Gala ecosystem, and they're going to see that Gala has a heck of a lot more games live right now than they did before. And here's my thing. Gala is currently in crunch time. They need to figure out what the heck is going wrong. And I think they're working on it. There are a ton of different changes. It's very obvious that Gala is going through a systemic change within their leadership, within everything in Gala. Things are changing and they're changing fast. They're trying new things. They're not like one of those companies. They got a bunch of money and then they're just doing the same thing over and over until they just slow rug and die. These guys are actually trying. So whether or not they succeed or not is up to interpretation and also up to time. Time is our best friend and our greatest foe. However, they're definitely trying, right? They're definitely trying. And the risk to reward on Gala at this point, with how much they're building, I mean, guys, for me, NFA, like, whoosh, only 800 million. Did you see the all-time high market cap? Much higher. They also have things like Gala Music, which Gala Music is something people don't talk about a lot within the Gala ecosystem. They talk about Gala games a lot. Gala Music is becoming an extremely important part of Gala. The token is not doing very well. I'll be honest with you. It launched and then it went all the way to like 27 cents. It's down to 10 cents. We'll see where equilibrium, where the medium price, where it stabilizes is. We haven't found that just yet. I'm not going to tell people to buy or sell Gala Music. I personally hold a bag in Gala Music. Makes sense. I hold a bag in a lot of things. And so that's my thought on Gala Music. I think Gala Music is going to be an integral part of the Gala ecosystem. Something to keep in mind for a lot of those that are like, oh, but Gala's making too many tokens. This is really stupid. These teams, they have their own way of doing things. That's the simplest way I'll do it. When you think about something like, spider tanks, they have a developer, right? And this developer gets to decide whatever the heck they want to do with their game. Gala can say, oh, I think this should happen, or I think this might happen. But at the end of the day, is the developer of the game that decides what is going to come and what is going to actually go in within this game. Versus things like Mirandus, that is being developed by Gala in-house, whereas Gala makes all the terms. They're the ones that get the favorable deal because they are the developer themselves. Sometimes these deals ain't that juicy. They're not that juicy or favorable for Gala. And sometimes they get mad, right? And things happen. Plenty of game developers, people scale too fast, bunch of problems. You can talk all day about it. But these games will do whatever the heck they want. Just like if you go to Immutable X and you see those 400 games that are live right now, a lot of those games are doing their own thing. They have a million different tokens live on Immutable X, but Immutable X continues to be the primary token for the IMX ecosystem. What is going to happen with Gala in 2024 is that Gala is going to be the central thing. It's going to be the central token on the ecosystem on Gala chain. That's what's going to happen. And for those that are expecting every single Gala game to run within the Gala token, it just doesn't make sense. There's too many complications with too many different games. If Gala goes ahead and says that they're not going to be doing any other tokens for any of their other games, I think they're lying. I don't think it's possible to have one token for every single game as gas fees. There's too many complications. It just doesn't work. We've seen that enough times already to understand that that's where this world is heading. There's nothing wrong, though, with having things as a gas fee token. I mean, clearly, we've seen IMX. I don't need to repeat, like, how big of a success IMX has been over the past year. Look at the market cap. It's been just skyrocketing over the past year. I suspect something very similar is going to happen to Gala, as Gala begins to lose focus on some of those smaller games, which, if they are being a little bit sassy, aren't going to get the amount of love that they deserve to be success. And I think a lot of those tokens or games that are actually being built on Gala are going to be very successful. You could see Materium is one of those tokens. It's the magic in the actual ecosystem within Mirandus. I talked about this when it was at sub 10 cents. We got into it at sub 10 cents. You can see videos for proof. And it's up 61% on the month. Over the past year, it is up 117%. And so we're doing pretty damn well for the things that are within the Gala ecosystem. So if there's anything that you've wanted to watch that has kind of confirmed your bias on the fact that Gala is focusing a lot on themselves right now to kind of fix what they're doing wrong, this is that video. I'm extremely bullish on the future of Gala in terms of risk to reward. Now, is Gala going to hit $3? You know, that's like, if it all goes well, hell yeah, let's do it, right? Let's send it. The likelihood is that we're going to fall somewhere in that medium. I think that bearish scenario where people keep saying that it's only going to hit, 10, 15, 20 cents, it was true. Later last year, there was nothing happening in Gala. They were sleeping. They were doing nothing at the wheel. But they're doing things now. They're changing. And changing, I see. Changing, I see. Trust me. I talk to a lot of projects. And change, I do see and I do appreciate. So thank you, Gala, for actually doing something. We're going to maybe have a prosperous future together. And we'll see. We'll see how 2024 goes. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Is it like buying Gala at 1 cent? Are we that early? I'm starting to feel like that may be the case. We're literally at 2.5 cents. Until the next time, stay classy. And that's all.